Empire of Light, out in theaters, new film from director Sam Mendes, notably the first one in his career that he also fully wrote. Stars Olivia Colman, Michael Ward, Colin Firth and Toby Jones. Cinematography by Roger Deakins, score by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. Story takes place in the early 1980s at a small town on the south coast of England. Olivia Colman's character, Hilary, works at a local movie theater which has clearly seen better days. Nonetheless, it's still running and some of the people working there are still passionate about cinema. Hilary, not so much though. She never sneaks in to watch the films, she's not very good at making friends either, lives alone, clearly had some trouble in the past. She's taking meds now which make her feel numb and passive. But things begin to change when the theater employs a new person, Stephen, a young man who is very curious of the world around him and who immediately awakens a spark of interest within Hilary. So I'll start with the technical side of things. From that perspective, the film is very well put together. It looks gorgeous, which is no surprise when you make a movie with Roger Deakins. He's probably the best cinematographer working today. The score is equally wonderful. A lot of soothing piano melodies which evoke a sense of nostalgia for the days gone. I also think the performances are very good, particularly Olivia Colman, who disappears into the role and proves once again that she's a fantastic force in terms of acting. All of these things combined almost make it seem like Empire of Light is a good movie. I certainly wasn't bored watching it. Time flew by quickly, and then I left the movie theater thinking, well, that was reasonably good. And then I thought, what was it though? What was so good about it? And the more I think about it, the more I realize that there's very little to think about. Put it like this, the film tries to explore several different themes and social issues. Mental health, racism, workplace romance, feminism, there are also elements of love letter towards cinema as an art form. Problem is, none of those are really explored in an interesting way. They all feel extremely shallow and condensed. There is no real interest from the filmmakers to delve deeper beneath the surface into any of those things. And as a result, the film feels kind of sterile. I mean, I realized afterwards that I never got into it on an emotional level. As much as it was beautiful to watch, I didn't much care what happened in the story because all of it was pretty surface level. The mental health thing is pretty ambiguous, and at the end of the day, it seems that the conclusion the film presents is go see a movie and that will heal you. The racism angle sort of comes and goes and also doesn't feel like it has any lasting consequences on any of the characters involved. Even the cinema nostalgia angle doesn't quite land. I mean, initially I thought right at home, growing up in a small town where I spent a lot of my time at a local theater, not that dissimilar to the one in the film. But then this also isn't explored very deeply. In fact, I thought back to The Fabelmans just recently, which I thought was a more competent and thorough look into the passion for making moving pictures. Also, there's one scene in the film where the projectionist explains to another character how the frames of film flashing at exactly 24 frames a minute create this illusion of a moving picture, and how this beam of light from the projector transports you into another world. And I thought, how strange that we hear this loving comment and we see this old equipment and these clicks and technical stuff being presented to us. How strange that all of this happens in a film which was shot on digital cameras and is now projected using digital projectors. None of that old school equipment is widely used anymore, and that realization sort of made me somewhat sad. Anyway though, back to Empire of Light. I think it's a fairly average film pretending to be a really good one. And at times it's almost successful in this masquerade because there's a lot of talent behind and in front of the camera. But at the end of the day, no matter how you examine the actual substance of it, it comes up short and disappointing.